Hello, what's up? Garmando here. Welcome to my review of Survivor Series 2015. Um, I'll just gonna go through all the matches as usual. But to start off, I'm just gonna say that it was kind of, I don't know, like generic. I guess that would be the kind of word to describe it. Nothing really, apart from the end, there was nothing really amazing happened. It was, I don't know, it was just lacking something. But to start things off, we have the pre-show, and just the usual stuff of yapping about stiffs. Then we get a traditional Survivor Series match, which was like a few people came out, which was the Dudley Boys, Neville, Titus O'Neil randomly on his own, and then the final person was Goldust, which was a nice surprise. And they defeated the Cosmic Wasteland, the Miz, and Bo Dallas in 18 minutes 10. It was quite a long match. But here's the eliminations. The one that made no sense to me was the first one. Victor got eliminated by Goldust after a snap scoop power slam. Really? That seems so stupid to me. Anyways, then Connor got eliminated by Bubba with a Uranagi. Neville by the Miz after the Bulldog and Skull Crusher finale. I think that's the first time I've seen the Skull Crusher finale in like a year. Then Miz eliminated by Goldust, Schoolboy, Bo Dallas by Titus, Clutch the Titus, Stardust by Devon after a 3-day. Yeah, it was a basic match, just the Goldust was a nice surprise. Apart from that, it was just a basic kind of match. Nothing really. I wouldn't say there was anything really to memorable or to speak about. It looks like they're probably going to continue the Goldust Stardust thing, even though Goldust has been like sort of feuding with Kevin Owens on Twitter. But yeah, it's cool to see Goldust back, but that's about it. After that, we're back in the rest of the pre-show, and Tyler Breeze was on the social media lounge, and Tom Phillips was asking him questions, and Breeze was just like insulted by all of them, and just sort of started making fun of Tom Phillips. I like Taylor Breeze. I think I'd love to see him succeed, but I just don't think he's gonna. Just because Vince, how he treats the rest of the NXT guys that comes up. Um, but we just get more video bugs and stuff. Then we go into the show, and we get Lillian Garcia singing the national anthem, and the report here says this appears to be WWE's response to the reports of a potential Islamic State ISIS terror attack at tonight's show. Yeah, that came out like right as I uploaded my last video, my predictions, which really shocked me, to be honest. There was a lot of funny comments, and a lot of funny like videos and memes and stuff. But I'm just glad nothing happened, nothing went wrong, and they upped their security and stuff. I'm just glad nothing happened, because I think that's just stupid. Like when they did the Paris thing, they did the when they did like the silent thing for them on Raw. I kind of was like, I think you should avoid this. I don't think this should bring attention to it. And then this came out, and I was like, but at least nothing happened. At least nothing happened. That's a good thing. But anyways, on to the first match of the show, Roman Reigns versus Alberto Del Rio. Roman Reigns wins. 40 minutes won. It's quite a long match. Nothing much to say about this one. Just a decent-ish match. And Del Rio was Del Rio's pretty brutal. I must say that he's pretty brutal with some of his stuff, some of his kicks and what have you. Again, nothing really to say. I'm just sort of flicking through here to see if there's anything. Reigns did the lifting him up for the powerbomb thing after the cross arm breaker. That was pretty cool. Eventually, he goes up to the top to hit the stomp thing. He misses, and then Reigns hits a spear and wins. And that's it. And we go back, get a break. We get to JoJo interviewing Roman Reigns. Then Dean Ambrose appears and tells her they'll be in the main event. Then Kevin Owens comes in, and he's like, it's going to be the Kevin Owens show. Reigns says Owens about to get his ass kicked by Ambrose. That's about it. And then next we have Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. 11 minutes 19. And my brother, Dean Ambrose, wins in an alright match. Again, not really much to say about it. Nothing really memorable from the match. The ending to the match was really good. Let me find it. Ambrose did a bloody suicide dive. Kevin Owens caught him, slammed him on the announce table, brought him back in to go for the powerbomb, but it's blocked. Like he counters it. Owens nails a super kick. Ambrose goes for the thing on the ropes, and then he gets another super kick, goes for the pop-up powerbomb, counters it into dirty deeds and win. It was a really good ending. The end of the match was really good. I really enjoyed the ending. And that was it. And Cole speaking about the brackets. We get a video package for Taker. And then on to another traditional Survivor Series match. And it lasted 17 minutes 33. It was Ryback, the Usos, and the Lucha Dragons defeating the New Day, Sheamus, and King Barrett. And when the New Day came out, it was really good. You know, they just killed it again with their hilarious promo. And Xavier had some sort of like Elvis Presley type hairdo thing. He was going on about that, and they're making fun of Ryback for it, it'll grow hair, and like Sheamus at the end was he was trying to like get with them, and he was like, you see him like getting along and getting jiggy, and he said something about let's get jiggy or something, and then the New Day was just like no, that everybody was like laughing at him. It was really good. But they called the Lucha Dragons the Lucha Booties. They will forever be known as the Lucha Booties from now on. I'm always going to call them that. But anyways, again, nothing really amazing about this match. I mean, apart from the usual Xavier Woods and his trombone, but it was Sheamus and Barrett that did the move when he did the. But apart from that, there was nothing special. But here's the eliminations. King Barrett eliminated by Sin Cara after the Senton Bomb or Swanton Bomb. Jimmy Uso by Xavier Woods after the backbreaker double stomp combination from Woods and Kingston. Sin Cara by Sheamus by the Brogue. Big E by Jey Uso after the Uso Splash. Then Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods left with Big E. They was like, oh, he's hurt, we gotta get him safe. And they left. And it was just Sheamus all alone. And he gets wrecked after a shell shock from Ryback. Ryback, Kalisto, and Jey Uso were the final guys. But like I say, there was not much to talk about the match. That's the whole thing about the entire show. There was not really much to happening in the matches. But anyways, next match we have Charlotte defeating Paige by submission. 40 minutes 15. Kind of a long match. But in the video package thing, they never mentioned the whole Reed thing, the whole thing that Paige said. Cole was just like, oh, after the controversial comments or something, or making things personal. The Charlotte dropped Paige with an electric chair onto her face on the apron. Wasn't expecting that. That was kind of cool. She also did a spear. Like Paige was on the barricade. She was standing on the barricade. Then Charlotte hopped up and did a spear. That was kind of cool. Sort of flicking through. Not much to say again. Oh yeah, that's the spear. The spear wasn't right at the end. No, I thought it was near the beginning of the match. She applies the figure 4, then she goes for the figure 8. Paige kept saying, move closer, Charlotte, move closer, and Charlotte didn't do anything, and then eventually Paige just tapped out. I was like, what the hell was that about? Because I rewound it and listened to it again. She's like, move closer, Charlotte, move closer. And Charlotte just kept sitting there in the figure 8, and then she just tapped out. Yeah, that was it. And I'm just watching her Charlotte's interview. I was surprised to see her not crying, because that's all she ever seems to do now in her promos is cry. I was surprised to see her not doing that. We go back to the panel and they're yapping about stuffs. Then next is Tyler Breeze versus Dolph Ziggler. Tyler Breeze wins 6 minutes 40. He won with the kill switch, but they called it the Unprayer this time, which was kind of surprised to see them calling it that. Because when Christian went to TNA and TNA kept calling it that, he came back, called it the kill switch. But it actually makes sense with Ziggler's whole, like model gimmick. It actually works well. And Ziggler had some. I really liked his ring gear. I thought he looked pretty badass. I don't really know how to describe it, but it was just the black long gear, and then it had loads of like jewels all over it. And same with his jacket. I thought it looked pretty cool. But yeah, just ended with the famous or the Unprayer, and yeah, that's about it. Tyler Breeze wins. And he was looking extra badass. He had new gear. It was like blue and yellow, and the fur on the selfie stick and all that. It looked really, really nice. I love cool looking ring gear like that. But next we have the Wyatt family versus the Brothers of Destruction. Undertaker and Kane win. 10 minutes 19, and it was Bray and Luke that were the people wrestling. When Taker was making his entrance, right, there was this weird door thing that appeared on the like the Titantron, and at first I thought, oh, it's just like a video, but it was actually there. It was actually a door thing was up there. How they got up there, I have no idea. I was like, oh, okay, Taker's gonna come out of there, but no, he just came out of the regular way. I was like, okay, what the hell's the point of that? But then they started showing like different pictures of Taker from throughout his career, and I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was really cool. Pardon me. But eventually the match sort of gets going. Erick Rowan runs in and gets double choke slammed, and that's him wrecked. And then Wyatt and Harper get in. He goes for old school, gets blocked, then he eventually hits the old school and fans start chanting, "You still got it." Strowman like lobbed Kane across the announce table, wrecking Michael Cole's headset. Michael Cole got out of the way, but his headset got wrecked. Yeah, this was something that kind of pissed me off. Taker was wanting the hot tag, and he actually started hitting the thing, which was something Taker would never do, and he started hitting the steps, and the crowd didn't even get into it at all. I was like, what the fuck are you playing at? This is Taker. Taker never does this, and you can't even clap along with him? I was like, you bloody morons. Because usually he would just walk back and forth on the apron, and that would get him going. But he was actually clapping along and hitting the steps, and they didn't even get into it. I was like, you idiots. Eventually gets in, does all this stuff. Taker gets clotheslined out of the thing after Strowman interfered. Taker comes in and grabs him by the throat. Then Kane comes in, clears the announce table. Boom, double choke slam with Strowman through the table. Wyatt hits Sister Abigail and Taker. Harper with a 2 count as Kane breaks the pin. Kane and Taker's both down. Wyatt goes for the spider walk, and then Harper just sort of crawling normal. Then they sit up. Chokeslams Wyatt. Chokeslams Kane. Chokeslams Harper, sorry, and then Taker scoops up Harper for the tombstone and wins. An alright match. Nothing amazing, but it was alright. Good to see Taker after 25 years. It looked like I think he's going to be done come WrestleMania. I do. I think this is his last run, and it's going to be sad when he is gone. I do. Taker's probably one of my favourites. Him and Shawn Michaels probably my 2 favourites of all time. So yeah, it's gonna be sad when he's gone. But they do their usual thing after the match. With the arm and then the arm up. Did all that stuffs. And yeah, on to the next match, the final match. It seemed, I don't know, it just didn't seem like a pay-per-view. It just didn't seem special. It didn't seem, especially this main event match. Roman Reigns defeats Dean Ambrose in 9 minutes 2 seconds. I thought it was really short. I looked over it again when I was finished the pay-per-view because I was watching it on Sky Box Office, and it was like 10 minutes or so. And that's like here saying 9 minutes. That's kind of ridiculous for a main event match, to be honest. And it was Roman Reigns defeating Dean Ambrose. And at least the match was action packed, but it just was lacking. It just didn't feel special, and there was no real amazing moments. But it started out with them just going nuts at each other with punches. There were some pretty rough punches that were legit hitting. Like I'm sure Reigns got knocked in the eye a couple of times because he was buggering about with his face, and his face did look a bit red. Let me just go through. He was like Ambrose had him in an armbar, and Reigns was like, "Oh, you're gonna have to break my arm," or something like that. I was like, "What the fuck?" It was, it was action packed, but it just didn't feel special. Ambrose comes off the top, but then Reigns nails him mid-air with a Superman punch, gets a 2 count. Reigns calls for another Superman punch, but it's countered. Then Reigns blocks the Dirty Deeds. Ambrose with the big rebound clothesline. Reigns with a spear, but it's a 2 count. Reigns goes for another spear, but Ambrose kicks him. Rams into the ring post, rolls him up, but it's a 2. Then hits the Dirty Deeds, but it's a 2. Now, they sit up here and they're right next to each other, and they start pushing each other, and they start hitting legit jabs in the fucking face that were legit hitting each other. I was surprised to not see any of them bleeding from the mouth, because these shots were legit hitting them. It was insane. But eventually they just keep going at it. Some clotheslines in the corner. Ambrose with some forearms and kicks. Then Ambrose goes to run across the ring and does the hoppity hop up on the second turnbuckle. Then Reigns spears and wins. It just didn't seem right. It just was lacking something. I don't know what, but they just needed to have a really amazing match, and they didn't. It was action packed, but it just felt it was just lacking something. I don't know. But then after the match, Reigns gets the title, and Ambrose hugs him and leaves, and then confetti and pyro goes off. And then Triple H comes out, and I was like, okay, here we go, something's going to happen now. And he raises Reigns' arm and offers a handshake, but Reigns turns and walks away, stops and stares at the title before turning around and leveling Triple H with a spear, it says here, to a big pop. I was like, yes, something's bloody happened now. And then the crowd's getting a bit nuts. Then Reigns turns around and broke. Sheamus comes in. I was going nuts at this point. I was like, yes, something's finally fucking happening. He cashes in the Money Bank, covers, but Reigns kicks out at 2. He goes for a brogue. He ducks it, and then he looks like he's going for the spear. Then a brogue nails him. 1, 2, 3. Sheamus wins. I was just glad to see something happen at the end, because it was just lacking. I've said it so many times now, but it really was. It was just so generic. It just didn't seem like a big deal pay-per-view like the Survivor Series, and it just didn't feel like Survivor Series. It just didn't feel like I don't know how I would describe it. It just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel like a pay-per-view that meant anything. But that's what I'm trying to say. But then Triple H and Sheamus get the title. He poses with the title and stands over Reigns. Triple H raises his arm. Sheamus puts his boot on Reigns' chest. And goes off the air with Sheamus and Triple H leaving. And Reigns looking up from the mat. And then, I don't know if it happened on the network as well, but it cut off. It played that Georgia thing, because that's where they were, and then it came back on again, and you just seen Reigns leaving the ring and crying and taking his vest off, and then that was it. It was just, like I said, it just didn't feel like it meant anything, this pay-per-view. The matches were, it just should have been so much better. It really should have. I was reading the comments on the Charlotte videos and that, and they're like, oh, Charlotte and Paige don't have chemistry or whatever, and all this other stuff, but that's not the reason. They're just so restricted, I think, on the main roster. Like you watch the NXT women's matches, and you're watching the main roster, and it's like watching two completely different things. They're just not allowed to do what they're allowed to do at NXT. It's as simple as that. I don't know. But I'm pretty disappointed with this pay-per-view. Like the Sheamus thing did bring it up a bit, but I'd probably give it a C at the most. Like it just doesn't, like a C rating. It wasn't great. I don't really know what more to say. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. But yeah, that's about it. At least nothing happened with the whole ISIS thing. They announced some new network shows as well. I'll speak about that. Let's see what they were again. There was Stone Cold podcast with Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. Ride Along, which is two people in a car traveling around. And the premiere of Edge and Christian's show that totally reeks of Osmus. I have no idea what the hell that's going to be, but I really liked the Roman Reigns thing for TLC. It was like sort of like Mario or like one of those platformer games from years ago, and he's going through and beating up all these people and like with chairs and tables, and he eventually gets knocked out by Big Show and goes through a table. I thought it was really cool. I really liked it. I thought it was really cool to see something like that. I'm sure people have been complaining because it's Roman Reigns, but I thought it was alright. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on the show. I thought I was going to get through this quicker, but I did sort of just describe most of the matches, even though there wasn't much to describe. But yeah, that's about it. That's Survivor Series 2015. I'm just glad Sheamus came in and made it somewhat interesting, I guess. It's like when Reigns won, it was just like 1, 2, 3, and I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I was just like, okay. I mean, I'm not hating on Reigns or anything. It just, the match wasn't like amazing or outstanding or anything. It was just a decent match, which is the same for most of the show. So yeah, there's that. That's all I gotta say. Tell me your thoughts, what you thought of it. Maybe you loved it, maybe you hated it. Tell me below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Show that like button some love. And I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully TLC's better. And it's 3 weeks away. When they announced that it was 3 weeks away, I was like, I like a longer break in between these things because I don't like having to stay up all night for this. But I was starting to fall asleep. I was getting tired like during the Taker entrance. Well, it was just before Taker. I was getting tired, and then like his entrance happened. I was like, "Ooh, okay, this is pretty cool." Like the whole door thing. And I fell asleep a little bit during the Ambrose match, and I had to rewind, like the Ambrose Reigns near the beginning. But yeah, that's about it. I have nothing else to say. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Got more WWE 2K16 stuff coming. Got Tales from the Borderlands episode. No, sorry, Game of Thrones episode 6, which was really good. Really recommend checking that out. I had a lot of fun with that. It was a really crazy episode, a really crazy episode, that last one. Just a lot of insane decisions. I would say the best episode out of the entire series. But yeah, that's it. So, see ya.